Have you ever had a goal that you've been working toward for a very long time, and right on the cusp of achieving that goal, you decided the thing that you're working for isn't really something that you wanted? I had that very thing happen to me this weekend, and I want to share that story with you. So welcome to Greg's World. This is going to be story time with Greg, where we're sitting on the couch here, I guess. I don't know if this is going to be a series or not, but it's just going to be kind of a thing where I want to chat with you guys about something. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think this is something that I actually shared before in this channel, but I did share it on my other channel, which is my Lego channel called Brickitect. If you do want to check that out, there is a link in the description below where we make videos every day. There's a shameless plug, but now we'll get into the story. So what is the goal that I was trying to accomplish that I gave up on? And that goal was buying an RV. I had this dream in my mind for a very long time that I would buy an RV, like a motorhome, like a self-contained unit that me, Cody, and Clark Man could all pack up in, and we could go traveling across the country in it. And it seemed like such an awesome idea to me, especially now that I'm working from home full time and Cody is about to be off of school this week. I thought this is a perfect opportunity for us to buy an RV, pack that thing up, and go wherever we want to go. Even though this is a goal that I've had for a very long time, I started getting very serious about it, and I started looking online at pretty much every RV dealer in Pennsylvania, trying to find the right one. In fact, I even looked on Craigslist, and that is pretty much where I found something that I would consider. Again, I didn't want to go into huge debt in buying this. In fact, I didn't want to go into debt at all. I wanted to pay cash. And new RVs, at least the ones I was looking at, like Class C ones, they're like $70,000 new, which is like way more than I want to spend. And even used, like if you get one that's 10 years old, like 2005, 2006, or I guess that's more than 10 years old, they're like $30,000. And I was still like, wow. But I found one on Craigslist that was $14,000. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. It wasn't a Class C, which is kind of like a Winnebago thing where you have like, it's almost like a van front with like the cab that goes over it where you sleep up here, and then, you know, it's not very big. It's like, no, I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. But this was a Class A. This is like one that looks like a city bus, like a big one. And it was $14,000. It was a 1998 Fleetwood Flare. And I was looking at this thing, I was thinking like $14,000, really not too incredibly bad for us to get into the RVing scene. And maybe we can use this as our starter one. And then if we really get into it, we'll upgrade in the future and just go from there. So I called the lady that's selling it. She explained the situation behind it. They're having some health problems. They're looking to sell it. They've had it for 4 years. And it seemed like I could probably get a good deal on this for those reasons. And I actually scheduled an appointment to go look at it yesterday with her. And I'll just give you a spoiler right now, I didn't go look at it. And the reason was because I started watching some YouTube videos. The video that really caught my eye was one where they were comparing an RV or motorhome to a travel trailer. And they were talking about how a travel trailer is so much better because it's more versatile. So basically you would have a truck and you hook your travel trailer up. You drive that wherever you want to go. Say you go to a campsite, you pull that thing in, you park it, get it all set up, and you can drive your truck away. And if you want to go get groceries, if you want to go hiking, you want to go do whatever, you leave the living part behind and you take the car part with you, or like the towing part with you. And they're talking about how much that's so much better. And I was thinking like, yeah, maybe it is. But like the idea that I liked behind an RV, like a motorhome, is that the fact that we're all in there together. And while we're traveling, like Cody and Clark, while I'm driving, could be in the back doing their thing. They could be playing a game. They could be eating. They could be sleeping, whatever. But they'd have all that space to do it in. But the big downside of one of those RVs is the fact that once you pull that thing into your campsite, wherever that's going to be, you're probably not going to drive it away every time you want to go do something. Like if you want to go hiking for the afternoon and it's like 5 miles away, you're not going to take your 34-foot RV and pull that thing out of the spot to go there. So a lot of people that have these bigger ones, they actually tow a car behind it, which I really don't want to go that far and start towing cars and have this big thing. So it started to really kind of intimidate me thinking about going to look at this thing that was, again, $14,000, 34 feet long, I believe is how big it was. And even though I was looking for a life of adventure, traveling with an RV and going all over and having this freedom, I realized that buying this RV would do the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, which was it would limit my freedom. If I bought this thing, of course we'd be able to travel wherever we want, within reason. Of course you still have to pay for camping sites and things like that, but you have your home with you and you can go as you see fit. The problem with that is that the freedom and adventure that I was looking for would actually be, I think, more limited than what it would be if we just traveled in a car and stayed at hotels, because every time that you're doing something, you're taking this RV, you're driving it to a certain location, whether it's a campsite, a park, whatever it is, you're parking it there, and then you're pretty much stuck there, and your experience is going to be the same thing over and over again. So I was thinking that is the exact opposite of what I was looking for. I was looking for something we could be very spontaneous. So I was thinking a better thing for us to do, as opposed to buying an RV, would be that I would take the $14,000 that I would be spending on that RV and dispersing that over the next several years of staying at hotels and going on adventures with whatever vehicle we have, whether it's a new vehicle that we get, like a van, like maybe a full-size van, or if even just the vehicles we have right now. Like Cody's car is very good on gas, but it's not that big, so we'd have to kind of pack light. But if we wanted to go travel for a couple of weeks at a time and stay at random hotels and, you know, maybe Airbnbs and different lodgings along the way, I think that would be a greater adventure than taking this RV to places and doing the same trip over and over again, if that makes sense. So you take that $14,000 that I was going to invest in that, say disperse that over the next, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, you end up with a couple $1,000s every summer that you could spend just on lodging and trips and different things. So we could live this life of adventure that I was looking for, but instead of directing it into an item that would almost become a burden, like you think about an RV, there's repairs that need to be done. You got to gas that thing up. You got to pay insurance on it. You got to worry about it all the time. You got to park it somewhere the 9 months out of the year that you're not using it. And then it just becomes a burden on you. And then that's the last thing I want. I want this idea that I have in my mind of living this adventurous summer, traveling all over the place. I want that to be exactly that. I don't want it to be a burden that I have to worry about something all the time, and then if it breaks down and all these things, which a car can break down, but it's a lot easier to get your Subaru fixed at a car dealer or a mechanic than it is your 34-foot 1998 Fleetwood Flare that is going to require some specialists to look at. So I guess while I started this video saying that my goal was almost accomplished and then I quit on, I didn't really quit on the goal, I just redirected in a different direction. I don't want to get contained into an RV or maybe even not even a travel trailer. I want to have the option to go wherever I want, do whatever I want, whenever I want, and I think that is the purest form of travel. So if we go to a hotel, hopefully you can get in that night. I know sometimes that you can't get in, like when you pull up at 6 o'clock at night. I know sometimes they gouge you because of that, but I like the idea of we go to an area, we like it there, we want to stay for a day, fine. You want to stay 2 days, fine. 3 days, fine. You want to leave a day early, fine. Go to the next place, but we have that flexibility, and it's just so much more convenient doing it this way as opposed to confining ourselves and trapping ourselves into what could have been a really terrible investment, which, you know, financially 100% a bad investment because you're talking about depreciation, you're talking the cost for insurance, like all the things we got into. So a part of me was so excited about going to look at this thing yesterday, and then after we talked about it yesterday morning, like we got up in the morning and had a conversation about it, a part of me was relieved that we weren't doing it. And now I still have my $14,000 and we still have the whole summer ahead of us to do travels. We already have one trip planned here in June, which is going to be fantastic. And I just want to load this summer up with all kinds of things to do. And with this surplus of money that I would have spent, I almost feel richer now. And I feel like we could really have a good time. And I plan to take you guys along with us on this, which is, I guess, how I'm tying this whole video in. You're probably like, why did I just spend all this time listening to this guy talk about why he doesn't want to buy an RV? Well, it's because it's going to impact you. If you're watching this channel, if you're subscribed, we're going to be doing a lot of family trips here this summer. I plan to document it all. There's going to be a lot of content coming up. This is our prime time. The spring, summer, and fall is the prime time of this channel. So if you came around in the winter or the early spring, you may not have seen much videos, but there's going to be a lot popping here, and I'm really excited about it. So I just want to let you know where we're at. If you guys want to see more conversations like this, or if there's any topics that you want me to talk about, I can talk about pretty much anything. Just like the travel world, there is a lot of options for us here on this channel. So I'll just end this by thanking you guys for watching. If you want to leave me a comment, I really appreciate it. I read everything that comes through, and I guess we'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be.